you've noticed, but there is so much conversation around finding meaning in life, especially this year, since we've all gone globally to a new way of living and working. So, what does finding meaning in life look like? So, in this episode, we're going to talk about how do you find meaning in life, like what are the ways, and how do your goals complement that. So, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Up It and the Actionables podcast. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Payton. If you're a returning viewer or a listener, you know that I appreciate you tuning back in every week. This channel brings you mindset coaching tips that can help you move toward your life goals. Let me start this episode by talking about the biggest downsides of personal development. And that is a lot of people tend to take this stuff too seriously. Now, if you're thinking, I show up here every week and talk to you about mindset coaching tips and strategies, and if it sounds like I am asking you to take all of this not too seriously, what's up with that? Well, allow me to clarify. Just like everything else in life, you can pursue your goals in a healthy sort of a way. In our last video, I mentioned that a goal is a realistic goal if it doesn't make you miserable. Adding on to that idea, I honestly believe that you can go about pursuing your goals without going crazy. Because this idea that you need to forget everything and everyone in order to pursue your goals just sounds very crazy to me. I think a lot of people confuse being focused and being serious. And yes, you do need to have a certain level of seriousness while you're pursuing your goals, but I don't endorse the idea that you need to forget everything, like lose all sense of time, peace of mind, even your relationships. That idea is just bonkers to me. Now, I know a lot of people might not agree with me, and which is why we need to discuss what I mean by finding meaning in life in context with your goals. How you can pursue your goals in a healthy sort of a way, and what finding meaning in life means. There are people who may read the books, watch the videos, even do the work, and after some time they get completely burnt out. They're referred to as personal development junkies. And hey, I didn't invent that term. People who are personal development junkies are at a high risk of falling prey to the idea of finding meaning in life syndrome. Now, I call it the finding meaning in life syndrome simply because a lot of people catch this syndrome, especially when they are riding an emotional high over weekends or during vacations, or the best time of the year during the last couple of days of December, just around New Year's. Now, there's enough research that shows that a lot of people start thinking about deeper stuff like meaning of life and goals, especially during New Year's. And all that talk about finding meaning in life and all of that goes right out of the window by end of January. So here's a question. Why wait till the end of the year? Here are 3 things that you need to know about finding meaning in life. The unedited truth, if you will. First one is it's all subjective. No one can tell you what is meaningful or what is supposed to be meaningful for you. Only you can do that for yourself. Don't buy into someone else's idea of what is supposed to be meaningful for you. And how do you do that? You do that by taking out time for yourself to ask what is important to you. Because if you don't ask, you will not know. So consider the possibility that you can become, do, and have everything that you want for yourself only if you start asking yourself, what is it in the first place that you want to become? What is it in the first place that you want to do and have? This is all subjective, and you need to figure out what is meaningful to you. Second is align with what is important to you. Once you figure out what is important to you, it is about doing more of the things that move you toward what is actually important and meaningful to you. So get out of the habit of self-sabotage, because yes, self-sabotage is a real thing. And in some cases, some people might even need therapy and medication to do that. For others, it is simply a matter of bringing in awareness to not doing the things that are not in alignment with actually what you want. So it is about stopping or getting away, moving away from people, situations that don't serve you. Because figuring out what is important is first part. being in alignment and living in accordance with what is meaningful to you is the second part, and dare I say, even the harder part. And the third thing is it is going to be the hardest thing that you ever do. You see, all this stuff about trying to figure out what is important, aligning, all this requires serious work, time, effort, and commitment. Think of it like your job. You get paid only when you show up and do the work, right? Irrespective of how you feel. So pursuing your goals and trying to find meaning in your life also works in a similar way. You show up, you do the work, irrespective of how you feel, and then you get paid in terms of fulfillment. That's what makes life truly meaningful. So by all means, if you want to find the meaning of life, what is truly important and meaningful to you, I hope you consider these things that we've just discussed. However, please don't get on the bandwagon of trying to pursue your goals and finding meaning in your life for the wrong reasons. Wrong meaning either due to the pressure of holiday cheer or because you're taking personal development too seriously. Okay, I'm going to end this one also with a quote. As George Bernard Shaw said, life isn't about finding yourself. It is about creating yourself. So I hope you'll take the time to find out what is important to you. And as we get into a new year, lots of love and light from everyone here at Up It. And before I go, if you want to pursue your goals this new year, then don't forget to hit subscribe to our free newsletter called One Thing to Help You, which is a personalized email that I send out every week with lots of love and lots of coaching tips. So the link is mentioned in the description below. And before I go, I hope you remember that your goals matter and it's really up to you to make it happen. Happy holidays. I will see you next time.